Good morning, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to our monthly Cisne Forum. My name is Ina Donato. I'm with Natividad Medical Center, and I'd like to introduce to you our planning committee members. Jill, are you there?
Oh, yes. Hi, my name is Jill and my face is not, but hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm from the American Red Cross and I'm part of the steering committee. Look forward to talking with you today. Bye.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is Efrain Magallanes, and I am here with MCOE, the Migrant Education Program. Thank you all for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Hortensia Jimenez, Sociology Professor at Hartnell College, and I'm part of the Cisne Steering Committee. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa Raya, and I'm with Natividad Medical Center, and I'm a health education assistant.
Thank you, Melissa. And do we have Elizabeth on the line yet? She usually joins us by phone remotely. Elizabeth Zepeda, and she is from UFW, and she also forms part of the Cisne committee. Thank you all for joining us today. We have a full agenda, and this month's topic will focus on child care and youth summer activity resources in Monterey County. We have the agenda up, and you all should have received it in your emails along with the link. And this morning we have Berenice Hernandez from the Boys and Girls Club. We will also have a speaker from the Mexican American Opportunity Foundation, also known as MAOF, and the YMCA. Our first speaker will be talking about services the Boys and Girls Club has to offer this summer. As many of us have children in school or serve families, these are great resources we hope will be relevant to your daily work and the families you serve. Good morning, Berenice. Are you there? Berenice, are you there? I think we're going to have to give her a few minutes to sign on. In the meantime, we can go into introductions of our attendees today. And once again, if you just joined, I would like to invite you to go into the chat box and sign in your name, your agency, so we can have your attendance in our record. And also, please note if you're new, and that way we can add you to our listserv to be informed of future Cisne forums. Efrain, do you have Berenice signed on, our first speaker?
I don't see her.
Okay, so we'll give her a few more minutes.
Or let me extend a call, Enid.
Thank you. Thank you so much. In the meantime, we could go around and do introductions to our agencies. Let's start with the letter A's, like we normally do in alpha order.
Hello, I'm Jill. Oh, it's by name or by agency?
Let's do name.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go first. Hi, everyone. My name is Alejandra Garcia. I am with the Monterey County Health Department with the CHDP program.
Welcome, Alejandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ariana Miranda. I work with YWCA Housing Services Case Manager.
Welcome, Mariana.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Andrea Nolasco. I'm from the Salinas YMCA.
Wonderful. Good morning. Any more A's?
Good morning. I'm Alejandro Magallanes, here with the Migrant Education Program.
Welcome, Alejandro. Good morning.
Good morning.
Any other A's with the first name start with A that would like to introduce themselves and the agency they're from? Seeing none, we'll go on to B's. And we can go on to C's. Your first name starts with C and you'd like to introduce yourself. C, and we can go on to letter. Hi, good morning, Christian. There you are.
Hi, yes, good morning. My name is Christian with Aspire Health, and I'm an engagement specialist here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us, Christian. Any other C's, first names that start with C's? The letter D's. The letter E.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Eulalia Bocanegra, and I am from Monterey County Child Care Resource and Referrals, the MAOF.
Hi, good morning, Eulalia. On a
Good
side note, our first speaker is not yet on. If she doesn't come on, once we're done with introductions, would you mind going and moving a little up to the agenda?
Not at all.
Great, thank you
Okay.
so much.
Mhm.
Any other
Good morning.
E's?
This is Elizabeth Cepeda Gonzalez with the United Farm Workers Foundation.
There you are. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning.
And Elizabeth is also one of our planning committee members that brings forth the monthly forum to you all. Are there any other E's that would like to introduce themselves? First name E, Enid Donato with Natividad. D's. First names that start with D. E, F. Any first names that start with F? G. How about H's? Letters I, J, there's a lot of J's. First names that start with J.
Jill from American Red Cross. Hi again.
Hi, Jill. Any other attendees that their first names start with J would like to introduce themselves?
Jose Francisco from Special Kids Connect. Good morning.
Good morning. J, how about the letter K?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cassandra. I'm a community health advocate and medical assistant with Clínica de Salud in Valle de Salinas.
Welcome, Cassandra.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Let's start with the letter K. How about L's?
Lauren Walters from Planned Parenthood Marmonte. Nice to see everyone.
Thank you for joining us, Lauren. Anyone else that starts with the letter L?
Good morning. This is Lisa McGrath with the Alzheimer's Association.
Thank you for joining us this morning, Lisa. Welcome.
Thanks.
Any other L? First names start with L. M's?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Michelle with the Housing Authority of the County of Monterey.
Hey, good morning, Michelle. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Myra. I'm calling from Aspire Health, and I'm an engagement specialist here. Thank you for having me on the call.
And thank you for joining us. Anyone else that their first name starts with the letter M or might have joined us earlier and we already passed their alphabet would like to introduce themselves?
Hey, it's Hillary Fish over at Natividad.
Welcome, Hillary.
Thanks, Enid.
Good morning, Erandi Garcia with Hospice Giving Foundation.
Welcome, Erandi. And any more with the letter M's that would like to introduce themselves? Or N? Or O through Z?
Hi, this is Sonia Kohler with Bright Beginnings.
Welcome, Sonja. Good to see you back.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sophia Gomez, Family Service Advocate from Arias, South County.
Welcome, Whoopi. We couldn't hear you, Victoria. Well, we know Victoria Partidas with the Community Health Partnership. Thank you. We can't hear you. Something's wrong with your audio. And anyone else would like to introduce themselves?
Good morning. I'm Wendy Garibay with Central Coast Energy Services.
Hi, good morning, Wendy.
Good morning. This is Berenice with the Boys and Girls Club in Salinas.
Oh, thank you. Wonderful. That's a wonderful segue to our first guest speaker, Berenice. Thank you for joining us this morning. Is there anyone else who would like to introduce themselves before we move on to our first guest speaker?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janet Venegas. I'm here with the Monterey County Department of Social Services Community Benefits Branch. I am the outreach coordinator for our branch.
Thank you, Janet, for joining us. And once again, if you just joined us, I'd like to remind you to go into the chat box. There should be a Google Docs sign-in sheet so we can capture all of our attendees. And if you are new to our forum, please also indicate that so we are ensured to add you to our listserv so you are notified of future notifications and future Zoom meetings. Thank you all. And without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our first guest speaker of this morning that will bring resources for childcare and youth summer activities for our families. Welcome, Berenice. The floor is yours.
Awesome, perfect. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's the first time joining this forum, so I'm happy to share some of the resources we have here for the summer. I'm going to start sharing my screen. I was having some difficulty with audio, so hopefully it works throughout. One second.
And we can hear you just fine. Thank you for joining us.
Perfect. Give me 1 second here.
Are you able to share your screen?
I am having some difficulty here.
Would it be helpful to send it to Ephraim and he could show it for you?
Yes, I can go ahead and share it with you.
Ephraim just put his email out there for you under the
Thank
chat.
you so much.
If you need a few more minutes, we have the second guest speaker ready to go. Would you like us to?
Yes, please.
Okay, so why don't we do that? Eulalia, since Berenice is having a little bit of technical difficulties and you were ready to go, we would like to give the floor to Eulalia Bocanegra. She's the Resource and Referral Childcare contact at the MAOF. Do you have a slide to share?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't, so I just have some information for you guys. I am here for Maria Ortiz, so I am new at this. This is the first time I'm attending this meeting. Maria is out on an emergency, so I'm gonna try my best, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, my name is Eulalia, and I work at Monterey County Child Care Resource and Referrals, a project of Mexican American Opportunity Foundation. And what we do is we provide services to the families as far as giving them free referrals in the community, and also free resources. There is a lot of parents who are looking for subsidized care, and MAOF has a wait list, so we refer them to other agencies that they might be able to qualify for if they are income eligible, of course. We also have resources for providers. We mainly work with the licensed home providers as well. We have the list of licensed home providers and child care centers. When parents are in need of child care, they call us and we refer them to the licensed home providers and child care centers near their home, near their work, whatever the need of the family is. So we work very closely with the families because sometimes they need early mornings or late evenings, and not all the providers offer those services. So we do spend quite a few, sometimes hours with one family trying to call all the providers and see who will accommodate this family. We also help the potential providers, those ladies that are interested in becoming licensed out of their homes. We guide them through the process. We provide services to them. And that's how we help the children and the community. Right now, because of the situation that we are in with COVID, our doors are closed to the public, but normally when they are open, we also have a toy lending library where the providers can come and check out toys, once a month. So the children exchange toys in their environment so that they don't get bored with the same ones all the time. We also help with Trustline, those families who are looking for subsidized care through, again, Mexican American Opportunity Foundation or CalWorks. We process the fingerprints of the exempt providers to be able to, so that they're able to care for one single family once their fingerprints have cleared. We have a project as well called Child Care Initiative Project. This project is a series of trainings on different topics from contracts, meals, activities, brain development, everything that has to do with the growth of the child. And we help the, Maria Ortiz is the one that gives these trainings, and these trainings are for those newly comers. And once they complete their 22 hours, I believe, they do get a lot of help with funding that we have received. Sometimes they get the reimbursement of the initial cost for them to open their license. Well, right now we have a funding called ARPA through the Child Care Initiative Project as well. And providers can qualify up to $5,000 if they are willing to extend their hours and their days to be able to meet the need of the families in the community. Or the newcomers, those that are starting their business and they open their license. So we still have some of this funding to offer to them so that they can set up their areas or update their areas for the children. So that is pretty much, in a nutshell, what we offer for the community and for the families. I don't know if any of you have any questions for me.
What would the number be to call if a family is looking for daycare providers near their home or wants to become a provider themselves? What is the main resource number to call, Eulalia?
It's 831-757-0775.
And then I had another question for you. You mentioned the $5,000. What's the criteria for that?
They either get their license, they expand their license from 8 to 14, or they expand their hours. A lot of our providers, and I totally understand them, they work a Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30 or 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening. So either extend their hours to earlier morning and late afternoon and include the Saturdays. That's another criteria where they can also apply for this funding.
And what does the funding provide them?
The funding is basically to enhance the environment of the children. So if they are licensed for 8 and they're going to expand to 14, they're gonna need more toys. They might need another table, chairs, more cubbies, more toys. They maybe need to expand their backyard with a structure, with water tables, whatever the provider feels that she's going to be needing, as long as it's implemented on the children.
Thank you. And tell me more about the Mexican American Community Foundation.
The Mexican, the MAOF is a project here in Monterey County, and we have others in LA, in the South region. And Mayra is going to explain another part of MAOF. MAOF has different projects and different programs. So basically, MAOF is the agency or one of the agencies that provide childcare services to the community, and it's in a income guideline. So it goes by income guidelines, and Mayra will explain a little bit more about in that area because that is not my expertise. We have the resource and referral childcare, which is us. We provide the services and resources as well to families and providers. And we've been here for, I believe we've been here since the 1960s.
Question, does it matter whether you're documented or undocumented?
It does not matter.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eulalia. Any more questions for Eulalia?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
You mentioned the $5,000, right? It's like some form of like incentive for the licensed care providers who extend their hours of operation. Or you mentioned expanding like their license, right? Like from a small business license to maybe like a larger. Can you tell me what the difference is? Like what is like a small business license and the large? Like what are the number of children that a large license can have capacity for?
There are so many different ways that a provider can adjust their capacities. But the small license is up to 8 children, and it can go as low as 6 children if they include 3 infants. So if a provider decides to work with 3 infants, then they can add 3 more children over the age of 2. Might it be preschool age 2 to 5, or might it be school age 6 and up, or maybe 2 preschoolers and 1 school age. If they want to do 8 children, then they have to have 2 school age children who just come home after school, and then they're at home with the 6 other children. When I say expanding to a large capacity, that means they can expand as up to 14 children. And then again, 2 of those 14 children have to be school age. There's a lot of providers that rather stay with infants and preschoolers because of the transportation. And we've been having a lot of issues with the providers, and transporting children to school is becoming really hard for them because they have the young ones at home, and it's hard for them to transport children to school and, you know, put all the children in the car. Sometimes their cars are not big enough. So a lot of them are choosing not to do school age, but they can go up to 14. And if they don't do the school age, it has to come down to 12 children. So it's just so many different scenarios that they can accommodate the children to be able not to overlap or go over their capacities.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good question, Janet. Yeah, it gets a little complicated.
It gets complicated,
Yeah.
and providers sometimes get confused. So when they first become licensed, they do call us quite a bit because, you know, they tell us, you know, we have 4 children of these ages. We're about to enroll 3 more. Will I go over capacity? Will I overlap? So we try to guide them in that area as well.
Wonderful. And Eulalia, would you mind putting your contact information in the chat box, if possible? So if anyone does have questions or they have a family they're serving, you know, they have a direct contact, that would be great.
Sure. I'll do that.
Thank you. And also for those of you that are joining us via phone, as soon as she does that, I can repeat that so you have a note of it. And also in the chat box, Sonja shared that parents can also look for childcare through www.montereycountychildcare.org. That's a local resource here in Monterey County where anyone can go on that website and look for resources for childcare. And then also MAOF has another guest speaker that Eulalia mentioned, Mayra Rodriguez. She does have a slide and she will be talking a little bit more about the subsidy program that MAOF also offers in addition to the other resources Eulalia mentioned. And Mayra, are you ready?
Hey, good morning. Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you for joining us. And then Efrain, you have the PowerPoint presentation, if you can bring that up for Mayra. Can everybody see the slide on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right, here we go. Thank you. Okay, Mayra. The floor is yours. I think you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Mayra, does the presentation have any sound?
Mayra, you're on mute. We cannot hear you. It should have sound. Welcome to the world of technology. Technical difficulties. Mayra, are you there?
We lost her.
We lost her. Try to bring up her presentation again. Eulalia? Eulalia, is Mayra there with you?
Let me go check on her. She's somewhere here in the building. Let me go.
Thank you. We
go
lost,
find
we
her.
lost her audio and video.
Okay, let me go and see.
Thank you. While they're getting technical difficulties squared away, is there anyone who would like to share an update or share a resource. Or share anything new that your agencies might be willing to share, any activities, events, outreach opportunities?
I believe she's ready.
She's ready now? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, tell her the audio didn't work, so we'll need her to,
Okay.
thank you. Hello, Maida. We're ready when you are. Efrain, are you able to bring up the presentation? Yeah, I can see it. Okay. Maida, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Okay, the audio didn't work, so we'll need you to walk us through this.
Okay, okay, there we go.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Mayra Rodriguez, and I'm the Program Compliance Supervisor here at MEOF. Next slide, please. So I invite you, all of you, to visit our website, www.muof.org. This is where you'll see and learn and learn our different programs, not only here in the Monterey County, but also in our Montevelo counties, because our main office is our corporate office is actually in LA. There's different programs, not only childcare, we also have adult services, women empowerment groups, and I think it's like a skills for elderly, food programs, and different programs that we don't have here in Monterey County. But it would be nice for you guys to know about all the different programs that we do carry. Next slide, please. So MEOF is a state and federal voucher childcare subsidy program that assists income eligible families with a qualifying need with assistance to pay for childcare. The program serves children under the age of 13. Children with exceptional needs may be served up to age 21. A key component of the voucher program is parental choice. This allows enrolled families to choose the childcare setting that meets the specific needs of the family. Next slide, please. The qualifying need for the program. So the program serves children whose parents are employed, seeking employment, seeking permanent housing, incapacitated, engaged in vocational training or education program, or whose children are receiving protective services or have been identified at risk or abused or neglected or exploited. How do I know if I'm eligible for free or subsidized childcare? Eligibility requirements vary between the different programs. We recommend submitting an online inquiry. Pick up an application at your nearest MEOF location or call 831-424-6939 and ask for an application to be mailed, emailed, or faxed to you. The number, the 831 number 424-6939, that's actually our receptionist. So she would, if you call this number, she will just send you over to whatever staff you need to speak to. If you believe you are income eligible and have a qualified need, submit application to be on waiting list. One slide back, please. Submit the application to be on the waiting list. This will be based on the ranking in which is determined by the family size and income. Next slide. In order to be qualified to apply, applicant must
be income eligible based on the family monthly income ceiling. The table below shows the maximum gross monthly income a family can make in order to be income eligible, in which is determined when the applicant submits all income sources with application, and it's calculated by MUF. So you can see here the family size, let's say a family size of 4, they can make gross monthly a maximum of 7,441 in order to be eligible for the childcare services. Next slide. This is how the MUF childcare application looks like. The first page is the cover page that tells the applicant what to submit, where, the next steps, and the frequently asked questions. The next 2 pages are basic family household information. Next slide. In order to successfully apply, application must be completed, fully completed, along with income sources received. You can submit application in person to 11 Quill Run Circle, Suite 101, that's our administrative office, via phone to set up an appointment if you need assistance or need more information, through fax, or via email. To rosie.mendoza.org. Rosie Mendoza is the person who manages the waiting list and the person that the applicant would call to check on the status of the application. The next step after submitting your application would be the agency will process the application and will remain on the waiting list based on the ranking number that you fall in. That is determined by the family size and income. And then once funding spaces are available for the program of your choice, applicant will be contacted to start pre-screening process. Next slide. These are some of the programs that we have. The first one will be the California Alternative Payment Program. The California Alternative Payment Program is funded by the California Department of Social Services, Child Care Development Division, provides child care subsidy assistance to income eligible families who have a qualifying need. The second one would be the CalWORK Stage 2. Eligibility in CalWORK Stage 2 is for current CalWORKs recipients, begins when the County Department of Social Services determines the recipient's work or approved activity is stable, or when a recipient is transitioning off cash aid. Former CalWORKs recipients are eligible to receive childcare services in Stage 2 for up to 24 months after discontinuing cash aid or until they are otherwise ineligible within the 24-month period. The next one will be the CalWORKs Stage 3. Upon a recipient exhausts, previous slide. So Stage 3 is upon a recipient exhausting their 24-month eligibility in CalWORK Stage 2, the family is seamlessly transferred into CalWORK Stage 3 if they continue to meet the income and requirements defined by the funding source. The Family Child Care Home Educational Program is funded by the California Department of Social Services. The program offers free or reduced cost child care services income eligible families who have a qualifying need as defined by the funding source. Children served in this program is from birth to age of 5 or entry into kindergarten. They benefit from the program's educational component that it's monitored to ensure the environment support and enhances the physical, cognitive, and social development of the children. Next slide. And we also have 7 centers. That's our center-based programs, the CCTR, CSPP, and CMIG. CCTR is ages 0 to 3, CSPP ages 3 to 5. The migrant program, CMIG, it's for children 0 to 5 for those families who 50% of their income or more comes from agriculture. You can see the 7 centers that MUF has. They're in Gonzales, Soledad, Greenfield, Spreckles, and in Salinas. Next slide. Okay, any questions?
Thank you, Maida, for that wonderful presentation. Are there any questions for Maida in reference to the center's income guideline, wait list, how long?
Good morning. I have a question.
Yes.
So I had a question regarding income.
Okay.
Like, what would the maximum income have to be for like a single parent, like a single mom?
So it's family size. So what's the family size that you would like to know?
I think they're a family of 4.
So for a family of 4, the maximum would be 7,441.
Okay.
And that's gross income.
Okay, 7,441. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And is the wait list long right now?
So we do accept applications year long. So we do have a waiting list, and it's not a waiting list like whoever submits first is number 1 in the list. It's actually based on rankings. So
Okay.
the ranking is based on your family size and your income that you submit with the application. So let's say we are going to enroll in one of our alternative payment programs, then we will get a list of all the rankings starting with number 1. And then we go on to number 2, number 3, but that would be the ranking you fall in with your income and your family size.
Okay.
Okay, and then there's different programs. So the waiting list can go fast or you'll have a chance just because there's so many different programs. And then the center base, it's another option for those 0 to 5. So it also, I guess it depends on the age of their children as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Myra.
You're welcome. I do see a chat question. Is food stamps considered income? No, food stamps is not considered income. We do count it just to have it in our system because this is information that we do get, but no, it's not countable income. Cash aid is.
And how about Social Security? There's a question there too.
I guess it depends the reason of the Social Security because there's SSI, SSA, there's different types of Social Security income. So that's also determined by when they bring us like the award letter or the or directly from the Social Security, the letter that of how much they get and with the reason of why.
Okay, so it would depend what type of Social Security income.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, and I have a question in reference to the income eligibility chart. You mentioned for a family of 4, it was about 7,400 a month to the max limit. The percentage of their income that they would pay, is that based on a sliding scale based on their income or a set amount per child? How much would their contribution be and how is that calculated?
Yes, so we do have a family monthly fee schedule. You can retrieve that if you just Google the California Department of Education family monthly fee schedule. You'll get the, like for a family size of 4, starting at 3,414, you'll be assessed with a family fee. And this is a monthly family fee of $68 if you get full-time care. And this is just an example of a family size of 4. So starting at 3,414 gross income monthly, you'll have a fee of monthly full-time fee of $68, or if you get part-time services at $34. The monthly fee, it's assessed for family, not per child. So if there's a family that's been assessed with this family fee, it's not per child. If they have 3, 4, 5 children, it's only the $68 flat. It's not per children, it's per child. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not per children, it's per family.
Per family.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, and you know, that is why the wait lists sometimes are so long, because it is affordable, you know, daycare and quality daycare licensed daycare. So thank you for bringing these valuable resources. We know a lot of families, especially it's the peak of the harvest season and they're working late hours from early morning to late afternoons, sometimes 12, 16-hour shifts to harvest the crops, and their kids often go without daycare. So it's nice to have these resources at the fingertips to refer families. There
Yes.
is a few more questions in the chat box, Maida, that I would like to address before we go on to our next speaker. The one is about, what about unemployment benefit income? Is unemployment counted?
Yes, so unemployment is, it would be income that we do count. For example, like if this parent is going to be under seeking employment, that's why they're receiving the unemployment, because they're seeking employment, then we would count their unemployment benefits. Yes, so that would be countable income.
Okay.
Another question, do you accept children or infants with special needs? When they choose the alternative payment program, which is the direct services, like with home providers, licensed providers, or exempt providers, I guess it depends of each provider if they accept children with special needs, if they can meet their needs at their homes. But we as an agency, we can enroll them. We definitely can. It just depends, because it is parental choice, then it'll depend on what provider they choose and if they're willing to care for their children.
Okay.
And I also wanted to mention, so the previous fiscal, actually we're in the current fiscal year that hasn't ended, all the family fees were waived. So all the parents that were assessed with a family fee, they did not have to pay any fees. We are waiting to make sure that if they're going to be waived this fiscal year, it's out in the air that they will, but I don't want to, it's not set in stone yet. So we're waiting for that as well.
Okay, and we'll take one last question from the chat box. Does state disability income count towards?
That's so it will be countable income. The only reason that I was a little bit hesitant, just because what would be, if you're going to apply for childcare services and you're on disability, what would be the need for the services? Are you seeking employment? I'm not sure if that would be something like conflicting if you're
Or going to seek medical care or
it can be under incapacitation. That we will send, like it can be incapacitation if you're receiving disability income. So yes, it will be countable income.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining us this morning to give us this very informative presentation. And we do have it to share. And at the end, we will forward it on to all of the Cisne participants. Thank you for sending it to us. So let's give Maida and Eulalia round of applauses for their wonderful presentation this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're ready to go back to the Boys and Girls Club at Berenice. Are you ready now?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Would you like to share your screen?
Yes, I share it. I emailed it to Efrain, so I don't know if he's able to pull it up for us. Perfect, thank you.
Okay, and the floor is yours. Thank you.
All right, once again, thank you so much for inviting us. So my name is Berenice Hernandez. I'm the Membership and Family Services Specialist here with the Boys and Girls Club. So I basically help families enroll into the program, and then I also offer them resources that we have for the members and then families as well. Next slide, please. All right, so our mission is to inspire and empower the youth of Monterey County to realize their full potential and to become responsible and healthy, productive citizens. We do serve members through 3 clubhouses. We have one in Seaside, one in Salinas, and because of COVID, we were actually able to transition into a virtual clubhouse as well. We serve around 500 members daily in all 3 clubhouses, and then our virtual clubhouse reaches communities even farther away than Monterey County. I know we have partnership with a couple organizations in San Francisco, Seattle, and Washington, and they actually tune into the programming as well. Next slide, please. All right, so for the summer, we essentially have 2 sessions for members. And that was only because our first session, 8 to 6, kind of filled up already in specific grade levels. So we are still open for members 12 to 6, just with the $100 membership fee. So certain grade levels are still open from the session 8 to 6 p.m. And that does have an additional charge of $300 per member. However, we do have financial assistance available for families. That would just be a separate application. We do need to verify the annual income and then the household size as well. And then we do serve ages 6 through 18, grades K through 12. And especially for our teen members, they start to get a lot into leadership skills. And then high school members specifically, they can do a lot of their community hour service at the Boys and Girls Club. Okay, next slide. All right, so a little bit more of basic information. Like I mentioned, we do have 2 sessions open, 8 to 6 and then 12 to 6. There's different price points for those sessions, just because they do include, for the morning sessions, it does include field trips and then an added breakfast meal in there. 12 to 6 includes a lunch and a snack provided for our members. And then pickup time can be anytime between 5:30 all the way to 6 p.m. Next slide, please. We can skip that one. It's just the garden that we have outside. So a little bit more about what we do here at the Boys and Girls Club. So we target the whole members' well-being. So we target or we make sure that they're okay physically, mentally, and emotionally, academically as well. So we target by throughout the school year, we do academic success or support. So we basically help them with homework, any tutoring they need, and then we complement that with other programs that we run that helps them, for example, increase their words per minute or get extra support with math as well. We also do offer healthy lifestyles. So that means we offer them nutritious meals throughout the day. And then we also have our gym and other sport leagues throughout the whole year, depending on the season, the members can participate in. We also have like an art center. We run STEM activities just to make sure that they're getting they're staying or they're having fun while also learning here at the Boys and Girls Club. Can we go to the next slide, please? All right, so for the summer, specifically, we'll be teaching STEM curriculum, so STEM activities, and also as they go into like 3rd grade and above, they're gonna start digging into animation. So for kinder through 12, kinder through 2nd, they're gonna do a different science project each week. And then 3rd to 5th, they're gonna start learning about animation, how to start building their own stop motion movie. 6th to 8th, we're gonna show them digital content, brand, how to build a brand, and then have a presence on social media. And then 9th through 12th, that's where they for the high school members, where they can actually start working on their community service hours. They're gonna be helping and assisting staffing here, and then they'll be leading activities and setting up for different spaces as well. Next slide, please. All right, so how do we keep the members engaged? So we do offer club dollars. So that's basically like free money that we give for members that they can use to buy really cool stuff here at the Boys and Girls Club. So usually every month, at the end of the month, we have a store where they can buy books, coloring sets, Legos, notepads, anything that they might need for school, but there's also some toys, so that way they can actually see that their hard work is being recognized and is actually paying off. We also do have member of the month each month for the different areas that we run. And then we can skip to the next slide. Next slide, please. All right, so a little bit more about middle school readiness. So we call this our MSR program. We focus, because it's teens, we know there's a lot going on in their lives. So we focus on finding or working, trying to figure out their personal identity and also start getting them leadership skills. So we do this by actually having a torch club, which is almost like an ASB office where they help plan for events. They actually get to have some input on what kind of activities they run and so forth. We also start bringing in guest speakers so they can start thinking about different opportunities out there for them. Next slide, please. Okay, so for a high school readiness program, it essentially prepares high school students to start thinking about, I think we can slip to the next slideshow. Okay, so this one, our college and career readiness program is targeted for high school students, so that way they can start thinking about a college or tech school, a career after high school. We do help them out with anything that might be going on in their lives. So for example, if they're looking for a job, we help them set up a resume or start building a resume so that way they can start getting some working experience. We also take them into different field trips to campuses so that way they can start thinking about what options they have out there. A lot of them do start also applying for scholarships. So we help them, we prep them for their essays and so forth. And then I think we have a couple pictures in here. So if you can scroll. So we do have a couple field trips planned out for the summer. It does depend on the grade they're on. For example, the little ones might be going to the beach, Dennis the Menace Park, various parks around Salinas. And then for the older ones, we're going to be taking them laser tag, beach as well, and then other campuses as well. Okay, then next slide. Okay, so I want to share a little bit more about our virtual clubhouse. Like I mentioned, we reach a lot of many families while they're in their homes. Anyone that goes to our website bgcmc.org can take part in these classes. We do have on-demand and live classes. For the on-demand classes, anyone can take them. For the live programming, they do need to register as a member, but it is completely free for them to register. But we just need you to become a virtual member essentially, just so that you can get all the information about the Zoom logins and so forth. But we do have guitar classes, art classes, yoga, meditation, dance classes, I believe, and many other things that are basically free for all the families at home. Okay, so how, just because we're still in the pandemic, we are still being restrictive with how many members we can have at the club. For the meantime, we do have about 25 to 30 members per grade level. So that does restrict how many families we're able to serve, but because for the summer session, for example, we do have 2 sessions, so that accommodates for more members being served. We are not enforcing the mask anymore unless you're welcome to wear it. But yeah, we're just making sure that members are staying safe and healthy in here. We do take protocols to make sure that if the member is feeling sick or has some kind of symptom, we send them home just to make sure that they're okay. But yeah, it's just sort of still being watchful of the restrictions out there. And then next slide, please. So this is a short video I don't know if we have time for it, but we're welcome to play it. It's just the members explain a little bit more about the clubhouse.
I think we're having technical difficulties. It's not viewing well, so I think maybe we'll bypass it.
Yeah, of course.
Only because we are running a little bit short on time and our next speaker is ready. So we'll go ahead and put a pause to that. And this is the contact information for Berenice. Thank you so much for providing that wonderful presentation. And we will also be sharing this with our Cisne listservs. Please join me in giving Berenice a round of applause for this wonderful presentation. Very informative. Are there any questions for Berenice at this time?
I just wanted to thank Berenice for making the time to help us with the presentation today. Thank you.
Of course.
Question in the chat box is, what are the requirements to become a member of the Boys and Girls Club, like cost or requirements, age?
Yeah, of course. So the only kind of requirement that we do have is that the members have to be at least 6 years old. They can attend the club if they're about to turn 6. So we just have to wait out for that. Requirements, essentially membership is $100 for the whole year round. It is $300 just for the summer session that runs 8 to 6 p.m. And then we do still have a couple spaces in certain grades, but yeah, feel free to contact me. We can definitely get you more information. We can definitely add you into the wait list if you're interested as well.
Great, thank you so much. And the information for Berenice will be in the slide deck we share and email out to everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. So I would like to go on to introduce our last speaker of the day, Andrea Nolasco from the YMCA. Are you there, Andrea?
Yes, hi.
Thank you for patiently waiting. I apologize, we are behind schedule due to technical difficulties. But thank you for joining us. And do you have a slide deck you would like to share with us today, or will it be a verbal presentation?
I will share screen.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so hello everybody, I'm Andrea Nolasco. I'm the Joe Development Director at the Salinas YMCA. So I'm gonna be talking about our summer camp. So summer at the Y is our favorite time of the year. We serve around 100 to 150 families per day. Is where we make forever friendships. Most of our participants have been coming to our program since they were little, and now we have seen them grow. So some information that we have is that our summer will start next week on Monday. It is a 10-week camp. So it will be from June 6th all the way to August 12th. It is from Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Prices are $160 to $180, depending on what kind of membership you get. What I mean, what kind of membership? We have 2 different memberships. We have a program membership that is only for children programs, and then we have a family membership that will allow you to use our gym facility as well. We do offer financial assistance, and that will be a different application you will have to fill out. We do accept MAOF. So right now we have around 10 to 15 kids that receive MAOF. So if you receive MAOF and you would like to enroll for summer, you would just have to let us know. The location is the Salinas YMCA at Clay Street. I put my contact information, and then the registration packet is as well in our website. And then it will be 10 amazing weeks. So each week we offer a different theme, which means that the kids will get to dress up as the theme that we have each week. We do crafts and projects that are related to the theme. We go swimming every single day. We do in-person shows. We will do sports, crafts, and healthy snacks. Program called Brighter Bites that come once a week. They will teach a healthy lesson, and then they will give kids a healthy snack. We will also be offering tennis lessons during camp, and we will do field trips. And then any questions?
Thank you, Andrea, for that more informative presentation. Round of applause. Thank you. That's something new. I didn't know that you accept the MAOF voucher, so that's good to know. Thank you. Are there any questions as far as age, minimum age requirement? What is the minimum age requirement?
Our youngest can be 5 or turning 5 in the summer, all the way to 12.
Okay.
What are the hours again? I missed it at the beginning.
7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Thank you.
Any questions for Andrea at the YMCA? I did have a question. We tried to reach South County YMCA, but we weren't successful. Do you know if they have similar programs at the Soledad YMCA?
We don't have a Soledad YMCA anymore.
Okay.
Yes, so we only have one in Salinas, Monterey, Watsonville, and San Benito.
Ah, okay, that explains it. Now we're always trying to look for resources down in South County, and you always fall short, but thank you.
Yeah, the only thing that we do in South County is Chispa apartments.
Okay, the Chispa apartments. Thank you. Any more questions for Andrea? Okay, seeing none. Thank you once again. I'd like to just give a round of applause to all of our guest speakers, because this is your forum, and we try to bring you relevant resources and information on services that will help you throughout everyone's working day as we serve the families in need. This is the time when we go on to general questions and answers, organization sharing and networking. If there's anyone who would like to provide updates or share events or resources about their agency, please feel free to do so now. Or any additional questions for any of our guest speakers? I see in the chat there's a question for Maida from MAOF. Do you think you can provide us the link to apply to MAOF for the parents?
Yes, please. Sorry, I was gonna ask earlier, but I just didn't want to interrupt. And hopefully she can provide the link. I was thinking
yeah, she has shared www.maof.org.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay. www.maof.org. Okay.
All right.
In English or in Spanish as well?
The website is bilingual.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Donato. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to share that Natividad has resumed their Wednesday farmers market. The organic farmers market supports access to fresh fruits and vegetables to our families, and also supports local organic vendors. Every Wednesday from 11 to 3:30, you are welcome, and any family that has CalFresh assistance can double their dollars. For example, if they choose to redeem $10, they can double it up and they will be matched another 10, giving them a total buying power of $20. So they are welcome to do that at the Everyone's Harvest weekly farmers market here at Natividad from 11 to 3:30, and that runs until the end of summer, usually until October. So please spread the word. Are there any other tabling or agency updates? Or program sharing? Seeing none, there is an opportunity for provide feedback as what you would like our next meeting to be focused on. If there's anybody who would like to give feedback or suggestions on what you would like to have our Cisne forum focusing on next month, now's your opportunity. I know there was some talk about resources for the H-2A visa workers. If there's anyone who needs resources on families you've been serving that have a hard time finding a resource, please share with us. We can try to find speakers on, especially if you serve families that are new arrivals. I know it's always hard to find them resources. So feel free to email them our way if you'd like to. Blanca, are you talking? I can see you, but I can't hear you.
I'm talking to my coworkers here.
Oh, okay.
I actually have a question. Do you guys have any speakers for housing? This is my first time here.
We have invited housing in the past. Michelle from the Housing Authority. We have invited Chispa, but it has been a while.
Because we have a lot of, I work for the Alisal Family Resource Centers.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of parents that are currently looking for housing, low income housing, but some of them don't qualify due to like them not having good socials or being under political asylum. So I was just wondering, I don't really know if all of those low income housing places work with bad socials or not, but maybe if they can come.
Yeah, we've had them in the past and actually recently. Michelle, are you on the call from housing? Usually she attends.
Yes, I'm here.
There you are. Adela from the Alisal Resource Center had a question about housing. They have mixed households, immigrant and non-immigrant, that are having trouble finding housing because of their legal status. Do you know if any wait lists in the Housing Authority will be opening up soon, or?
I know we have a few that are open, but it depends on the family size. And then I know that we have, are both parents undocumented?
It just varies. Sometimes one of them is undocumented. Well, most of the time we do get undocumented parents, but they could be married to someone that actually has documents, so it just varies. But would they be able to provide the social they use to work, even though it's just like a work social? Or how does it?
If it's a legal work social, we run it through a federal database. So it has to be legal.
Okay.
I know sometimes they get the working social, but sometimes they're using fraudulent socials. And if it's fraudulent social, then no, they can't use it. But that's an eligibility question. And I'm probably not the best person to answer that. So I can put my information in the chat, and if you want to email me, I can direct you to the right person.
Okay, so do I provide my email or you'll provide yours?
We can do both.
Okay, let me put mine out there then.
Wonderful. And this is networking at work. While they're typing in their information, I would like to read something from Mia. It's an update from Aspire. For any organization interested in working collaboratively to implement and expand nutrition and physical activity, educational programs in schools to support children across Monterey County, they'd love for you to join their quarterly Healthy Youth Task Force meetings, and they can email yasmin.elsbrini@aspirehealth.org. If any if any agency on the meeting today is interested, please reach out to Jasmine. And there is a question for the Boys and Girls Club or YMCA. Oftentimes children with special needs have difficulty finding summer youth activities. Do your programs accommodate children with special needs? If we still have anyone from YMCA or the Boys and Girls Club.
For the Salinas YMCA, yes, we do accept kids with special needs.
Great, thank you. And Blanca, you have your hand up.
I think that's a problem, or I would say a problem that everybody's facing right now, like Adela shared with housing. A lot of our families, unfortunately, do not qualify for the Coalition for Homeless, or they're put on a waiting list. And even sometimes they could rent an apartment, but when we do it, like I've been helping families apply for an apartment using their IT number, because that's something that they could take. They don't even take them into consideration. So that's why, like an agency, or not the Coalition for Homeless, because I know that there's certain criteria that they need to meet. The CARS assessment, there's, a long waiting list, like Michelle mentioned, for the Housing Authority. Most of our families wouldn't qualify. So we need other housing services, if there's any out in the community that could be of help to our families. Even, they're able to rent an apartment, but they don't take them sometimes into consideration because of, they need to earn certain amount of money to pay the rent, or even, when they run the credit report. So that's the issue that I've been facing, at least in the Santa Rita area.
Thank you so much. All righty, so please mark your calendars for our next Cisne Forum. We do meet the first Thursday of every month, so that would bring us to July 7th. Please mark your calendars to attend. We will be sending out, we usually send out the Zoom link a couple days before the meeting. And if you have anybody that you work with or collaborate with and would like to share their Cisne forums, please feel free to forward it on and send us emails directly, and we'll be happy to add them to our listserv. And this, once again, concludes our monthly forum, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for being here, and thank you for everything you do every day for our families. Look forward to seeing you next month.
Thank you. Bye.